and in the NBA, teams report for training camp in just 3 days, and Monday is media day, where for the past 2 years, Jimmy Butler has been the star of the show, rocking a new do each time. He had the dreads 2 years ago, then we got the Fallout Boy look last year. I'm thinking maybe this year is the year of the Mohawk. Our front office insider, Bobby Marks, also changes up his hair every single training camp. Right, Bobby? What are we going to see there from Jimmy?
I think you're going to see dreads.
All right.
Maybe a little Dennis Rodman this year, too.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit of a color.
Well, I mean, I know Jimmy Butler is certainly going to be one question we're anxiously awaiting to see answered. What's that look going to be? It's always a fun surprise. But what else are we looking toward? Bobby, tell us your biggest questions, what they will be, with a little on your marks, get set, go. And let's start out in my favorite city here.
3 big questions. It starts with New York. Who starts at center? We will likely not see Mitchell Robinson to start the year. Tom Thibodeau has said you could see Julius Randle 10 to 15 minutes per game. That leaves Precious Achiuwa, who started 18 games last year, as likely your starting center for New York. The second big thing, Malika, New Orleans. This team is loaded with depth. Who is the starting lineup and who is the odd man out? Could we see C.J. McCollum come off the bench? Hasn't come off the bench since his second year. You're looking at Herb Jones, DeJounte Murray, Zion Williamson, Daniel Tice potentially if you need size. Trey Murphy also here. This team is deep here. And then the third, what is the temperament of Jimmy Butler in Miami? The last time Jimmy Butler was up for a contract extension, we all know what happened in 2018. Forced his way out of Minnesota, gets traded to Philadelphia. Butler's got a $52 million player option for next year. Both sides need each other for this marriage to work here. Okay, so those are your 3 biggest questions heading into Monday's training camp. Perk, are you worried about the note that Jimmy Butler is going to start the season on here? Are you watching Miami as closely as Bobby is?
I am, but I'm watching to see, what kind of start they're going to get off to as a team, right? Because Jimmy Butler, he hasn't signed a contract extension yet, right? And so at the end of the day, I want to see, are they going to be in the middle of the pack, at the back of the pack? Because I feel like, listen, Miami is going to have to make a decision when it comes down to Jimmy Butler. And it's almost to the point, how we talk about the Lakers with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. I believe it's time for the Miami Heat to really give the keys to the car to Bam Adebayo, in my opinion. That's their guy, right? Jimmy is getting older. Yes, he still is Jimmy Butler. Yes, he's earned his name, playoff Jimmy, for a reason. But again, you got to start looking towards the future of the Miami Heat. And I know Jimmy wants to get paid. No one has ever questioned his professionalism, except a little time he was unhappy in Minnesota. But outside of that, Jimmy Butler's going to strap up his shoes and come to work and do what he's supposed to do. He don't have no choice, especially dealing with the Heat coach.
That's true, Perk. But the transition has happened for so long. The last time we talked about finals runs for the Miami Heat, we talked about Jimmy Butler and his heroics. But now the transition, like you said, the keys have been given to Bam Adebayo. He is their franchise guy. What an offseason for Bam Adebayo, both on and off the court, if we're going to just go there. But what he's been able to do and prove, this man is balling, let's be real here, okay? He's had an amazing summer, but look at the numbers there, 19 points per game, 10 rebounds per game. This is a do-it-all guy. And also, he's 27 years old. They have a young core that they can build for the future. Tyler Hero, 24. Jaime Jaquez Jr., 23. Those 3 guys, it feels like, are the building blocks of what is to come. Now, Jimmy is going to be a pro, but this is a team that finished 8th in the East last year, lost in the first round. I think Jimmy has a lot to prove, and so does the entire Heat team, but I do think they now center upon Bam.
Right. They sort of feel like they've been in this play-in perpetuity for the last couple of years, and they're going to need Bam, Jimmy Butler, in order to get out of that. And like you said, that young nucleus that they have here, Chiney.
Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. The NBA,